So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you want to achieve the ripped, lean, aesthetic, panty-dropping physique like you see right here. And that's me right there in my fucking prime. Confident, sexy, etc. Not to toot my own horn. But if you want to achieve this physique, you've probably asked yourself at one point or another, God damn, how long is it going to take me? Maybe you've gone to the gym a couple times or you've been years in the gym and you can't achieve the ripped physique that you see all these guys online looking great, posting pictures. And I used to feel the same way too, bro. I used to see these guys online. I started training when I was very young, and I looked the same for years. I wasted years because I did not understand what I'm going to share with you in this video today. All right. So, why is this question important? You see, if you actually knew the answer to the question, how long is this going to take me? It would actually motivate you to get started now. Okay. And that is the most important thing I can leave you guys with. Okay. Because if you don't start now, you won't start ever. Tomorrow does not exist. You guys keep putting this shit off for another day. Oh, one day I'm going to look like that. No, you guys are actually going to get motivated to start now after watching this video. Once you understand, holy shit, in 6 months, I can stop being a fat bitch with tits. I fucked off for 10 years, but I can fix all of that in 6 months. I can fix all of that in 3 months. So that's what I'm going to share with you in the video. So you guys can actually get motivated to start now and realize how long it's actually going to take you depending on your physique type. Okay. And number two, this will shorten the amount of time it's going to take you to achieve the ripped physique by a lot. And I'm going to explain why. But before I do, I want you guys to understand, I'm uploading this video right before the holidays. Okay. And that's not a coincidence, because what happens is the people that wait to start for New Year's or January, if you're watching this video in January, you're already fucking behind because you dug yourself such a big fucking hole during the holidays. You got fat like everybody else. And then New Year's comes around and everybody wants to get in shape. But by that, it's too late. You've dug yourself such a big fucking hole that it doesn't matter how much momentum you have. It's going to be very hard for you to actually climb out of that. Okay, so the reason I'm uploading this video now is so you guys can actually see, damn, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is how long it's going to take me. Holy fuck, let me start now instead of get fat as fuck during the holidays. You're walking around with tits. Now they're going to be flaps. You're going to be looking like a Pillsbury Doughboy, like I'm going to talk about in the video later. So the reason that this is going to shorten the amount of time that it's going to take you to actually achieve the ripped physique is because you're actually going to be doing the right thing. You see, I'm from New York, right? So if I told you, if you asked me, hey, Huncho, how can I get to the Westchester Mall? And I told you, you just got to go 30 minutes south, right? But let's say in reality, the Westchester Mall is 30 minutes north. Guys, it doesn't matter how much, how long, or how hard you drive south, you're never going to get to your destination because you're doing the wrong fucking thing, okay? And that's the same thing here. It's like, dude, you can be doing the wrong thing. It doesn't matter how long you do it. You'll never get the results. And that's why I wasted years. Okay, so the purpose of this video is going to help you shorten the amount of time that it's going to take you to actually achieve the ripped physique, because I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do based on your body type. Now, my job today here is simple, okay? In this video, I will give you the roadmap and the blueprint of how long it's going to take you to achieve a ripped physique and what you need to do in order to get there. The only thing I ask is that you like the fucking video, because I'm going to put you guys on some game, okay? So pay attention, guys. Now, I wasted goddamn years doing the wrong thing, like I talked about, because I was headed in the wrong direction. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, okay? This was me after 4 years of lifting, okay? Now, to be fair, this isn't horrible, but to be fair, guys, if I look like this after 4 years of lifting, this isn't motivating to anybody, okay? Because if you even analyze the physique, you can see like my tits were like kind of like drooping down, okay? And this is what I look like after 4 years of lifting because I didn't understand what I'm going to talk about in today's video, right? And this was the progress that I made once I learned and executed exactly what I'm going to share with you. Look at the difference, right? Bam, night and day. Results speak for themselves. Now, I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Even though I did learn the system and I did learn what direction I needed to go, like I'm going to share with you guys now, I still fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I got in a relationship. I got fat as shit a few years down the road. I've told the story many times before. I got comfortable. I was being a simp ass dude. And next thing you know, I'm up 30 pounds, basically 20% body fat. A shadow of my former self, lacking confidence, being a simp, got cheated on, lost my confidence. And then I remembered what it felt like to be fucking invincible, elite, shredded, ripped as hell, having women looking at you, having women DMing you, having women respect you. I forgot what that felt like. So I knew I needed to get it back. And that's the end result of my own transformation. So obviously I know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't need to prove myself anymore. Now, First thing we got to do in order to know how long it's going to take you to achieve your physique is number one, identify your current physique. Okay. Now, everyone fits into one of these three physique types. And depending on which one you are, that's going to determine what you need to do and how long it's going to take you. Okay. So I need you guys to pay attention and listen because it's going to be very important. Now, we're going to go over physique type number one. If you're not a skinny fat dude, you can just fast forward a few minutes because I'm going to talk about physique type number two and then a physique type number three, right? Physique type number two, you can fast forward a few minutes. But if you're skinny fat, pay attention, okay? So there's two kinds of skinny fat. The guy on the left is what I call a skinny fat, meaning he's more skinny than fat, okay? Point blank, simple. Now, the two guys on the right, as you guys can see, they're skinny, but they're fat, okay? So those are the two types of skinny fat. So if you think you're skinny fat, pause the video, analyze yourself, and pick which one do you more closely resemble, okay? Because based off that, it's going to determine what you actually need to do. Because guys, look, people will try to sell you some fucking bullshit online, bro. They're going to try to make it sound easy. Oh, 6-week challenges and fat diets and all this shit. And you can fucking do this in 2 months. Guys, I'm here to tell you this. I'm here to tell you the truth in this video, okay? I'm here to tell you the truth. Now, if you want to hear the truth, great. If you don't want to hear the truth, great. But I've proven it with my clients that I can get them results. And if you just execute what I'm going to tell you, you're going to save yourself years. Okay, you're going to save yourself so many years. All right, so pay attention. So skinny fat takes the longest to fix because you have a lack of muscle and you have high body fat at the same time. So not only do you have a lack of muscle because your arms are like toothpicks, but you also have a high body fat at the same time. And this comes from bad eating habits, from looking like shit, from not training, just a bad lifestyle, okay? Which means not only do you have to focus on losing fat, but you also have to gain muscle. And gaining muscle, especially for skinny fat guys, takes time because of their genetics. So it's impossible to get ripped. It's impossible to achieve the ripped physique as a skinny fat guy in less than 6 months. Anyone who's telling you otherwise is trying to sell you something or they're lying to you, okay? For a skinny fat guy, it takes long-term commitment and understanding of the proper phases that I will go into now. So if you're a skinny fat guy and you think you're going to get a ripped physique in 3 months, you're fucking lying to yourself. Okay. Unfortunately, if you're skinny fat, you have the hardest problem to deal with because it's going to take the longest time. So that means you should be fucking working harder than anybody else. You should not be missing workouts. You should be super consistent since it's going to require a long-term consistency on your part. And this is the hardest problem to actually fix, which is why it's going to take you a minimum of 6 months. Now, let's go over the skinny fat physique, which is the skinny fat physique that has the more fat. So if you look like one of these two guys where you have skinny arms, but you do have quite a significant amount of belly fat or titty fat, you're going to want to pay attention because this is exactly what you're going to need to do. Okay. If you have a physique like this, it's going to take you at least 6 to 12 months at the minimum. Okay. And here's the actual phases that you're going to want to focus on because like I said, if you're headed in the wrong direction, you could be doing that for 3 to 4 years, but you're going to be consistent with the wrong thing. So the first thing that you should do if this is you should do a fat loss phase. It's going to take you anywhere from 2 to 3 months. Okay. The reason for that is because as you guys see in these pictures, these guys have an accumulated fat in the midsection and in the tits. And if you bulk, which is what most guys do, that's going to get worse. You're going to get fucking fatter, bro. This is a huge mistake. It's like, dude, you need to do a fat loss phase first in order to clean that shit up. We need to lower that body fat because if we don't, you're going to get more titty fat and you're going to get more stomach fat because you never burned it the fuck off. Okay? So that's the first thing you need to do. If this is you, if you look like this, if you're this physique type, number one, you're going to do a fat loss phase and it's going to take you anywhere from 2 to 3 months. Okay? Right? And you're going to want to lose 1 pound to 3 pounds off per week. You don't need to lose more weight than that because it's not about how much weight you lose. It's about losing fat. So you're going to want to drop 1 to 3 pounds off per week. Obviously, being in a calorie deficit and doing cardio 100%. And you're going to want to keep cutting until you get near 15 to 17% body fat. Okay, so notice how these pictures, the guys in these pictures are probably like close to 20% body fat. The goal is to do a fat loss phase until you begin to get closer to 15% body fat. And then from there, you're going to do a recomposition phase, which basically means is you're going to maintain your weight in order to pack on muscle, which will lower your body fat at the same time. So once you do a fat loss phase, you're going to hold that weight and you're going to do a recomposition, which is going to be a more muscle building focused phase, which is going to lower your body fat at the same time that you're going to build a lot of muscle. Okay. This will eventually drop that body fat down to 15% and lower while still adding a significant amount of muscle, thereby fixing the skinny fat physique and turning it into the ripped physique. Okay. So, guys, please, if this looks like you, please do not bulk. Please do not do some stupid shit because you're literally going to waste years. The only way to fix this physique is to, number one, do a fat loss phase. And then once you're getting closer to 15%, once you're getting to 17%, you can then switch into a recomposition, which is going to allow you to build a lot more muscle because it's going to put you in a maintenance calories. You're not going to have to be in a calorie deficit. And if you're in maintenance calories, that means you're going to be able to build way more muscle versus being in a calorie deficit. While since you're holding your body weight, it's going to lower the body fat at the same time. Okay. So I hope that's making sense. I try to break it down very simple. Now, if you're skinny fat, meaning you have a skinny fat physique like this guy, but you can't really pinch a lot of fat. As you guys see, he doesn't really have tits and he doesn't really have a stomach. He just has a little bit of like a belly, but he's not really fat. So if this is you, you're literally going to want to lean bulk. Okay. Like this physique right here can lean bulk for 6 to 9 months. Okay. If there isn't any accumulated stubborn fat around the midsection, tits, lower back, or love handles, then lean bulking will be the answer. And anyone who's lean bulking, you're going to want to lean bulk for 6 to 9 months at a time. Building muscle, guys, takes time. This is why if you're skinny fat, this is like the worst physique to have because it's going to take more effort and it's going to take more time to achieve the ripped physique. Okay. So if you're gaining more than 5 pounds in a month, you're putting on way too much fat. So when you guys are lean bulking, you guys should not be gaining more than fucking 4 to 5 pounds a month. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start to get tits and you're going to start to get a big ass stomach. And that's what we want to avoid because we're going for the ripped physique. Okay. You're not going to want a dirty bulk, which is a big mistake I see people online making. Dude, stop following these steroid heads, these bodybuilders that you see eating all this shit. You're not taking fucking steroids, bro. You're going to get fat as shit. How do I know? Because I did it. Trust me. Okay. You're going to want to do the lean bulk. 4 pounds a month is a great rate at the most. And you're going to want to focus on building your strength in the gym. Train within the 6 to 10 rep range. Okay. And then the second phase, once you did do a lean bulk, then you're going to do the fat loss phase. Okay. And that fat loss phase is going to take 3 months. It's going to take 12 weeks. Now, here's the problem. If you guys did a bulk, but you did it very dirty, your body fat is going to be so fucking high that the fat loss phase is going to take you fucking 6 months. Think about that. You're going to double the amount of work you're going to have to do. So be sure if you're doing a lean bulk, you keep it clean and you're only gaining like 3 to 4 pounds a month. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I guarantee you that will drastically change your physique entirely if you bulk for 6 to 9 months at a time. And as you guys see here, to fix this specific physique is going to take you at least 1 year. Oh my God, Huncho, it's going to take me 1 year. Yes. I'm not here to bullshit you. It's going to take you 12 months. It's going to take you 12 months. But is it not worth it, bro? Would you rather walk around looking like shit, not being able to talk to women, not feeling confident in yourself because you know you look like shit? Or would you rather just start building these habits and discipline in order to actually fix this problem that you have? Okay. So that's the breakdown for the type 1 physique, the skinny fat physique. If you want to go back and replay it, you guys can go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, let me give you some examples of what I'm actually talking about. So this is actually a client of mine. He's actually 45 years old. So check this out. He started on the left at around 17% body fat. He came to me. He told me he didn't know what to do. I told him, look, we're going to recomp you so that we can gain control of your body fat. And then from there, we either have the option to do a fat loss phase or we could do a lean bulk and put on muscle. Because guys, if we did a lean bulk, starting him off where he was at 17% body fat, he's going to put on a lot of fat. He would put on tit fat. He would have put on stomach fat and he would look like shit. But as you guys see, 4 months later, on the right, now he has the freedom. If he wants to do a photo shoot, he's basically 6 weeks away from getting ripped as hell, right? And then if he wants to add more size, he can go ahead and do a lean bulk because we actually cleaned up his physique and the problem areas in order to actually give him the aesthetic ripped look. And this is only a recomposition. He's literally the same weight in both pictures, right? So that's an example of a recomp. And here's another example of a recomp. There's another client of mine. And check this out. 162 in both pictures. He took a DEXA scan in the first picture. It came back at 20% body fat. He told me, bro, at 20% body fat, what the fuck am I going to do? Because he wanted to bulk. I told him, listen, bro, we're going to recomp for 3 months. And that is literally the 3 months effect of a recomp. As you see, he's noticeably bigger and he has abs. So we dropped his body fat down to 15 while adding muscle. So that's what a recomp looks like. And here's an example of like a full, basically skinny fat transformation. Now, this is one of the guys I'm working with currently. So, guys, this is gonna take you 12 to 16 months, straight up. If you look like this, if you're skinny fat, this is gonna take you 12 to 16 months to achieve. Okay. If you're doing this with no direction and you're just bulking and thinking you're gonna fucking fix this on your own, bro, look, it's gonna take you way longer than that. Okay, so if you guys want a more in-depth tutorial about the skinny fat nutrition and the training, there's a video that I have on my channel. It's called How to Fix Skinny Fat. I highly recommend you guys watch that. It's a full hour. Okay, but this is an example of a physique transformation that will literally take you about 12 months to 16 months at the most. But 12 months is pretty much the perfect estimate if you're doing everything correctly. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys are seeing the proof of the phases and how they work. All right, now, if you're physique type 2, I call this the fat and the overweight guy. Okay, now pay attention because this is going to be very important for a lot of people to watch. A lot of people watching, they might look at these pictures and they might feel identified with them. But a lot of people watching might not because they think they're not that fat. I want you to pause the video right fucking now. I want you to drop your drawers, take your shirt off, put the phone, take a video, do a 360. Okay, and then come back. All right, now when you're back to watching this video, I want you to tell me for real if you're not fat or overweight. Because the truth is you probably are. You're just lying to yourself. Okay, if you can literally take your 2 fingers and pinch your stomach and you're pinching fat, you are fat and overweight. Yeah, you might not be fucking 50 pounds overweight, but you have fat that you need to get rid of, which classifies you as a fat or overweight guy. Okay, now, here's the golden rule that I want everybody to pause the video and screenshot. 6 months can erase 6 years of being a fat bitch with tits. Now, this might be funny to some people. This might offend some people. I don't give a shit. I'm going to repeat that. 6 months can erase 6 years of being a fat bitch with tits. I want you guys to think about this, man, because this is where a lot of people get twisted, and this is what pisses me off a lot of times. Bro, I'm literally telling you that in 6 months, you can change 6 years of bad habits, 6 years of looking like shit, 6 years of lack of confidence, 6 years of just feeling like shit about yourself to feeling like Superman if you just lock in for 6 months. Is that not worth it to you, bro? Is it not worth it? I mean, think about that. You literally fucked off your life for 6 years. And I'm here to tell you that you can really change that in 6 months. Now, to me, that sounds like a great fucking opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like something I would do. The problem is people want fast results and they think, oh, I just need a 6-week challenge. Like you see these online guys, oh, a 6-week challenge. Oh, a 10-week challenge. But guys, anybody that's telling you that stuff, they're trying to sell you some bullshit. All these guys telling you that you can work out 3 days a week and you just, you know what I'm saying? You just need to do this and 6-week challenge and it's going to be quick. They're just trying to sell you some bullshit straight up. Okay. So pay attention because I'm going to break it down. Now, if you're overweight or you're the fat guy, this is the best type to be. Guaranteed, hands down, because you can drastically transform and achieve the rip physique faster than any other physique type. So if you're fat or overweight, that is a good fucking thing. Not because you look good, because you really don't. You look fucking terrible. But it's because you have big potential to actually turn that around in a short amount of time, okay? The reason for that, fat and overweight guys can build muscle a lot easier, even while being in a calorie deficit, believe it or not, okay? Even during the fat loss phase. And since losing fat is a lot faster than building muscle, once the fat loss phase is completed, you will literally be ripped and fucking ready, bro. Like, notice the difference between the fat guy and the skinny guy. The skinny fat guy, it's going to take him a longer time to build muscle because he needs to build a lot of fucking muscle. His genetics is going to give him a hard time to build fucking muscle, right? Whereas the fat and overweight guy simply needs to do a fat loss phase because he's going to build some muscle during that phase as well as he's going to reveal the fucking physique that the fat is hiding. So you're literally 3 to 6 months away from obtaining the ripped physique if you're fat and overweight. Think about that. Literally 3 to 6 months away. Okay, and I'm going to prove that to you. Now, there's 3 different types of fat guys, and I need you to identify yourself. Identify yourself, bro. Okay? Type 1 is the guy who's 20% body fat. Okay? That's type 1. So if you look like the guy on the left, that's you. Type 2 is the guys who are 25% body fat. Okay? Now, notice how the guy who's at 20% body fat doesn't have tits. And that's important because that's what's going to classify you. So if you don't have tits, but you're fat, you're probably closer to 20%, so you're type 1. Now, notice the guys in the type 2 section. Look at the guy in the red shorts. From the side, you can tell he has tits. And look at the guy from the front. You can tell he has tits, right? So what does that mean? That means you're around 25% body fat. And then The third type of fat guy is the guy who's 30% body fat. And I call this the Pillsbury Doughboy. This guy has rolls and flaps. If your tits got rolls on them, and if you have flappy tits, like the guy in the picture, you're at 30% body fat, my man. If you have rolls of fat, you're at 30% body fat, okay? Notice how the guys who are in type 2, they don't have rolls of fat. They're just fat. Notice that, because that's a key distinction. So you need to analyze your physique, because I'm not there to coach you. Identify which type of fat person you are, okay? And then based off that, I'm going to give you my recommendations on how to fix that. So if you're the fat guy type 1, you're 20% body fat. And as you guys see, that's what 20% body fat looks like. Okay, that's a picture of me, and that's a picture of Jaman, one of my clients, on the right. Okay, so you're going to have to lose 25 to 30 pounds. And this is where people lie to themselves, and this is where people actually don't get results, because they don't understand that they need to lose more weight than what they fucking think. Okay, the idea that you've been telling yourself, oh, I'm not that fat, I just need to lose 10 pounds. That is the reason you're fat. And that is the reason you don't have the ripped physique, because you don't go far enough and you're not realistic with how much fat you actually need to lose. Because if you were, you would actually stay the course and you would actually get down to where you need to get down. So if you're 20% body fat, you probably need to lose 25 to 30 pounds. And this literally only takes 3 months. Okay, all it takes is 90 days. I've helped several guys do this, and I'm going to show you guys proof. So you're going to want to lose 2 to 3 pounds off a week. And you're not going to want to listen to your friends and family, because this is a big mistake. Guys, even at me, somebody who's been training for several years, whenever I'm in a fat loss phase, I have my mom telling me, or my family telling me, yo, you looking skinny. What's going on? Yo, you still working out? Yo, like, is everything okay? Like, you looking sick? Like, you look skinny. Guys, don't listen to people who do not have the body that you want. You want to listen to people like me who have the physique that you want, or other people who do have the physique that you want. Stop listening to people who don't look like much, okay? Because you're going to get those comments from the friends, the families. But guys, none of those people have six packs. None of those people have the ripped physique. So stop listening to them, because that's jeopardizing your progress. Listen to people who have the results that you want, okay? And you're going to want to keep the fat loss phase going until you pinch your stomach and your skin begins to get thinner. Okay, I'm going to post a video of myself, which I took last week, because I'm starting my fat loss phase again. And I want you guys to analyze how much skin I'm actually pulling when I pinch my stomach. That's how you're going to want to gauge your progress. In that video right here, I'm around 15% body fat. As you guys see, the skin is starting to get tighter, and there's not that much pinching going on. So that's how you're going to want to gauge your progress, is by actually pinching your stomach. And as I get leaner, the less I'm going to be able to pinch, and the less I'm going to be able to pull, and the tighter my skin is going to be. Okay, so that's how you're going to want to gauge your fat loss. If you're pinching a lot of fat, bro, like, dude, you got to keep losing fat. Okay, you're not done with the fat loss phase. Now, here's an example of what 30-pound fat loss looks like, right? This was Jaman, 20% body fat. He's down to like fucking 13, 14% body fat, right? 13, right? And that took literally 3 months, 90 days. That's it. It's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type 1. If you're 20% body fat, it's going to take you 90 days, 3 months. You're locked the fuck in, and you're just gauging your progress by pinching your midsection, as I showed you guys. Now, the fat guy type 2, which is probably most people watching this, and mind you, Jaman is 35 years old. The guy on the left here is 41. The guy on the right there is like 43. So these guys are older gentlemen. So if this works for them, it's damn sure going to work for you. Now, if you're 25% body fat, you're going to need to lose 40 to 60 pounds. And this is a problem. A lot of people underestimate the amount of weight that you need to lose. Dude, if you're 25% body fat, if you look like one of these gentlemen here, with all due respect to them, you're fat as fuck, straight up. And that's just the truth. So you need to be realistic and understand, okay, this is going to mean that I'm going to have to lose 40 to 60 pounds off, okay? And you're going to want to plan for long-term consistency, because this is going to take 6 months. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you guys the phases, so pay attention. This is going to take 6 months. So all this short-term intensity, training 6 days a week and going to the gym a shit ton of times and doing unsustainable things, you're going to want to stay away from that. Okay? Anything that you can't sustain is going to be the problem, because we're looking for long-term consistency here. Okay? So you're going to need to adjust your lifestyle accordingly, because you understand, you know what, this is going to take 6 months. But think about it, bro. If you can change 6 years of looking like shit for 6 months of fucking work, is that not fucking worth it? 6 years of lacking confidence, of not having a bitch, to 6 months, and that's all it's going to take. So pay attention. You're going to want to drop 2 to 4 pounds off a week. Okay, this is a problem I see with a lot of guys, because if you look like one of these guys, a lot of these guys will start fasting, losing a shit ton of weight. Next thing you know, they get loose skin, And next thing you know, they fucking eviscerated all their muscle, which is the basis of this transformation. So you don't want to lose weight too fast. You want to make sure you're losing between 2 to 4 pounds a week. And you must get rid of your tits. And I don't mean to be funny. I'm going to prove it to you guys, okay? You have to gauge your progress by your tits and your lower back if you're a fat guy type 2, like one of these guys in the picture. Gauge your progress by your tits, okay? Now, watch, because I'm going to prove this to you. Here's why you need to gauge progress with your tits. And I don't mean to be funny, but I'm being dead ass, okay? So this is a picture of one of my clients, and he's going to be anonymous because he doesn't want me to say his name. So I did a 3 months fat loss phase with him, right? But notice we said how I was going to actually take a 6 months, right? Because he actually needed to lose 40 pounds, but he only lost 23 pounds in the 3 months. So notice how I realized that we needed more time because of the tits. If you guys analyze the physique, his midsection is starting to look tighter, right? He dropped a couple points in body fat, but his tits from the side, they're still kind of hanging, which means he still needs to continue on the fat loss phase, which means he probably needed to lose closer to 40 pounds, right? So that's why I say gauge progress by your tits, because if you don't do that, you're going to see your stomach and you're going to see it flat and you're going to be content, but you're not going to achieve the ripped physique because you still have more body fat left to go. Okay, so with this particular client, he chose to not go the full 6 months. He chose to stay at 3 months because he was happy with his physique, but that is not even close to his full potential. And that is not even the ripped physique. Yeah, he made a good progress in 3 months, but that's not a ripped physique, guys, if we're being honest. How do we know that? Because we're gauging his progress by his tits, okay? Now, here's another example of Gio, the other client that I showed here. So this is his 3 months progress. So in the 3 months, the first 3 months, we lost 30 pounds. Okay, and I want you guys to pay attention to his tits, because if you guys analyze his physique and gauge it by his tits, he still has the tits, which means what? Yo, we got to keep the fat loss phase going because the job's not finished, right? So based off gauging your progress with your tits, that lets you know how much longer you have left to go. And as you guys see here, this is actually the full transformation. We continued the fat loss phase for 3 more months, and we dropped another 20 pounds. So in 6 months, we dropped 50 pounds. And as you guys see, if you see his tits on the right, he has no tits. The fat is gone. And then here's the full transformation. Boom. 6 month transformation from 25% body fat. So notice how I said, if you're type 2, 25% body fat, you're going to need to lose 40 to 60 pounds. This guy had to lose 50 pounds, did it in 6 months, and gauge the progress by your tits, especially if you don't have a coach who's analyzing your physique. You analyze it by yourself, okay? If you can't wear a fitted shirt feeling confident because you know your tits are sticking out, that means you got to keep the fat loss phase going, and you still got more work to do, okay? Now, if you're the fat guy type number 3, it's looking a little grim, bro, because you're at 30% body fat, okay? This is categorized by the guy who has flaps or rolls or medically obese. If you're medically obese, or if you look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, you're at 30% body fat, okay? And this basically means that you're cooked in the sense that you have to lock in seriously for 12 months. Okay, this is not going to go away in 3 months. Oh, Huncho, I want to look like you. Yeah, you think you're going to fix that in 3 months? Absolutely not. This is going to take 12 months. Okay? But like I said, if you've been fucking off for 10 years, bro, if you just have to work 1 year to get rid of that, I think that's a good change. You see what I'm saying? So you're cooked unless you lock in seriously for 12 months. Or you can just keep making excuses, right? But this will definitely, guys, take longer than 6 months. Okay, this is being real with you guys. Just tell you exactly what the process is and how long it's going to take you, because you actually will need to lose 70 to 100 pounds. Okay, you can't do that in 6 months. You will continue to need more time, and that's going to take you 6 to 12 months. Now, there's a 95% chance that you will have loose skin at the end of the transformation, and you will probably have gyno. Okay, and the only way that ultimately comes off completely is through surgery. Okay, there's really no other way to get rid of the loose skin or the gyno. Now, for this guy, you can literally start dropping 3 to 5 pounds off a week. Notice how we're dropping weight more aggressively because our body fat percentage is higher, which means we have more room to lose weight without sacrificing any muscle, because our body fat percentage is so high that the sacrifice of muscle is impossible. Guys, if you're above 20% body fat, you're not gonna fucking lose muscle. You're not. It's literally impossible unless you're fasting, you're not eating enough protein, and you're not working out. Of course, you're going to lose muscle at that point, right? So Here's the common mistakes that I need everybody just to pay attention, because this is gonna save you a long time. Okay, the common mistakes that fat guys make is, number one, I don't want to lose muscle. You see, the way that you think determines your actions. If you're so concerned about not losing muscle, that's going to prevent you from sticking to the calorie deficit and executing on that. And it's going to prevent you from losing the fat that you need to lose because you're fat, dude. So I need you guys to stop obsessing over not losing muscle. Dude, you're not going to lose muscle. Bro, you're so fat. Your body fat percentage is above 20, bro. Even if it's above fucking 15% body fat, you're not going to lose muscle. Unless, like I said, you're doing fasts or you're not hitting your protein requirements, but you're not going to lose muscle. So guys, stop obsessing over that. You need to come down and you need to drop that fat and you need to drop that weight. Okay. The second mistake is guys will skip cardio and they won't place enough importance on it. If you're a fat guy, you need to be doing cardio at least 4 days a week, bro. You need to be getting active, walking around, moving, doing exercise, getting active, bro. You need to change your lifestyle. Okay. Skipping cardio, it's going to be impossible for you to actually make this happen. Okay. Number 3, excessive water fasts, which causes muscle loss and excess loose skin. If you're water fasting multiple days a week, bro, I'm here to tell you that that's going to cause excess loose skin because you're going to drop weight so goddamn fast that the skin is not going to have time to pick itself up. And then number 2, you're going to lose a lot of fucking muscle. That's when you're going to lose muscle, bro. That's why I don't recommend the excess water fast. Now, fourth mistake, very important, is not getting a coach. I'm going to go on the record here and say it. And I don't care what anyone thinks. You are not going to get ripped without a coach. Why am I saying that? Because I have a coach, even right now. I had a coach last year when I had a car accident. Why? Because I needed extra layer of accountability. You know what I'm saying? So guys, I'm a firm believer that you're not going to get ultimately ripped without a coach. If I needed a coach and I had way more discipline than 99.9% of you guys watching, what makes you think you don't need one? And I'm not saying to buy my shit because, dude, you don't have to. I don't need your money. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But find a coach that actually knows what the fuck they're talking about, because that's what it's going to take for you to actually get ripped. Guys, I do my client interview all the time on here. I asked them, do you think you could have done this on your own? And every single one of them has said no. Every single one of them has said no, because there's a phase where you get in your fucking head, you get flat, you start to feel skinny, and you stop because you're actually looking worse than when you started. But that is the flat phase, which I'm going to make a video on. Once you surpass that, that's when the real fucking magic happens. When you start to get beneath 15%, 14%. The guy that I showed you, Jaman, I'm actually going to do an interview with him. He told me, bro, I was this close to quitting, and if it wasn't for you, I would have not kept going. And now that I did, I'm so happy I fucking did. Because, guys, you just need a coach. It's just that simple. So that is a big common mistake. Instead of buying your fucking bottles and fucking buying cologne and all this shit that literally gets you no pussy anyways, invest in yourself and get a coach if you're serious about actually achieving a ripped physique, because that's what I did, bro. Even as a coach myself, I still have a coach, okay? Number 5, not being realistic. Dude, if you cannot say no to chocolate cake, you deserve to be fat. If you can't go to a family function and say no to fucking all this bullshit that you've been eating for 10 years, you deserve to be fat, bro. Okay? Because you're lying to yourself and you're not being realistic with what it takes. And it's going to take a lifestyle change. The same food that you ate before, you cannot eat after. Anybody that's telling you that online is trying to sell you some bullshit. Okay? So your lifestyle has to change, and you have to accept the person that you are becoming and stop fucking fighting it. Stop fighting the person that you're becoming. You know what? I'm becoming a healthy person. I'm becoming a ripped person. I'm becoming a fitness person, a person of habit. Stop fighting it and learn to accept it. This is your new lifestyle. This is who I am. That's how I talk to myself. When I'm outside and I'm seeing all these fucking ice cream shops and all this fast food, I laugh and I'm like, yo, I don't need that. That's not me anymore. This is who I am. This is who I am. So you have to accept, you know what? I'm going to have to change my lifestyle. Stop fighting that shit. Okay. And lastly, is sticking to an unsustainable nutrition strategy, which is a big mistake. Okay. Guys, all this shit about eating 6 meals a day and walking around with Tupperwares and eating tilapia and chicken and salads and fucking fasting and doing all this crazy shit is not needed, bro. That's not going to allow you to stay consistent. You need to find a nutrition strategy that's going to allow you to stay consistent. None of my clients eat 6 meals a day. None of my clients fucking eat chicken and tilapia. None of them do that shit, okay? They eat 3 or 4 meals a day. That's it. Build a sustainable lifestyle that you can sustain and be consistent with long term, because that's what it's going to take, especially if you're obese, which, like we said, is going to take you at least a year. Or even if you're 25% body fat, it's going to take you 6 months. So please, you have to optimize for long-term consistency. and having a nutrition strategy that you can actually stick and maintain to. Because I'm gonna tell you what, eating 6 meals a day is hella unfucking sustainable, without question, and that's not needed. And that's not needed either way. So be sure whatever program or whatever system you're sticking to, make sure it's sustainable for you, because that's gonna be the most important thing. Okay. So for the full in-depth nutrition guides for a sustainable nutrition system, I literally give you guys the entire blueprint on how to get ripped. Just check out those 2 videos on my channel. I literally tell you exactly how I help my clients, how I set up their nutrition, how to set up the macros, how many meals a day. I literally give all that away for free. Okay. So if you want to actually like build a nutrition system for yourself that's sustainable, just check out those 2 videos. All right. Now, back to the physique types. Now, we've covered the 2 physique types. And now we're at the last one, which is physique type number 3, which I call the skinny or the hard gainer. And guys, I'm going to be honest. Most guys that are skinny or hard gainers, they're usually younger. So these are probably 18-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids. As soon as you start to get older, you start to get fat, meaning that if you are a skinny person, once you get older, you're actually going to become skinny fat because you're accumulating more fat as you age. So typically the physique type number 3 is usually a younger guy who's skinny or a hard gainer. But I guess there's a few maybe adult guys that I have met that are true skinny and true hard gainers. So this is what you're going to want to keep in mind if you are skinny or a hard gainer. The only answer for you is lean bulking. Okay. And notice I put emphasis on lean bulking because there's a lot of shit going around about dirty bulking. Shout out to Sam Sulek. You guys see this guy eating a bunch of shit, cereals, fucking all kinds of bullshit. Guys, he's a bodybuilder. We already went over that. That's not going to work for you. I guarantee you it's not. Okay. So you're going to want to lean bulk for 6 to 12 months, which means you're not going to want to put on fucking 50 pounds. That is absurd. Okay. Like I said before, if you're lean bulking, you're going to want to gain about 3 to 4 pounds a month. Okay. It might not sound like a lot, but trust me, if you do it correctly, it's going to look fucking amazing. But it is going to take you 6 to 12 months at least. Now, you're going to want to focus on compound lifts. This is where lifting gets tailored to the person. Because if you are a really skinny dude, a really hard gainer, you guys don't want to be training 5-6 days a week because you're going to burn off your muscle and you're going to burn off so much energy than you can actually consume, which is going to prevent you from building muscle and strength. So when you are at the gym, compound lifts only, and you're going to want to focus on strength, which means you're going to want to train within the 5 to 8 rep range. Okay, very important, because if you're training 10 to 20 rep range as a skinny hard gainer, you're going to burn off all your glycogen and you're not going to be able to build muscle. You're not going to be able to repair it. You're just going to burn everything off. And that's what we want to avoid. So also for your nutrition, you can actually do the 80-20 rule, which I've talked about before. 80% of your foods are going to come from clean foods, but you are going to need some dirty foods in there. The reason for that is that's going to be the only way to get this type of body to actually gain muscle or actually gain weight, because the calorie demands are so high. These guys are eating 3,000, 4,000 calories. Guys, if you've ate 3,000 calories of clean food, for most people, that's impossible to even eat, which means you're going to have to get some cheap calories 20% of the time. Okay. So that can be peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That could be eating twice a week out, some natural burgers with some good ingredients, right? Just to get in some extra calories to actually meet your caloric demands. Because if you don't do that, I guarantee you it's going to be very hard to actually build muscle as a hard gainer. Okay. And also, the last thing you're also going to want to pay attention. If you skip one meal, you will literally lose like 2 to 5 pounds the next day. As a skinny or a hard gainer guy, you cannot miss a single goddamn meal. If you're a fat guy and you miss a meal, no biggie. Oh, big deal. Nothing's going to happen. You might burn a little extra fat. But as a skinny or hard gainer, you will literally lose like 2 to 5 pounds the next day. Guaranteed. So if you're a skinny if you're a skinny guy or a hard gainer, this requires major consistency. You cannot skip a meal because your metabolism is so fast that it's going to burn right through everything. And if you don't have that meal, you're going to literally lose weight the next day. Okay, so those are the things that I need you guys to keep in mind. We literally covered the 3 different types of physiques. And I'm here to tell you this. If it takes you longer to fix your physique and build or achieve a ripped and aesthetic physique, you simply do not know what the hell you're doing. Guys, I wasted years. I literally posted my pictures right there. 4 years lifted. And I looked like shit because I was going in the wrong direction and I didn't have the direction. Okay. Because check this out. You can be consistent all you want. Like me, I was going to the gym for 4 years, lifting, right? Squatting heavy and all that shit. But if you aren't being consistent doing the right things, you won't get the results because you're consistently doing the wrong things. Okay? So that's the point, bro. I've laid out what you guys need to do. I've laid out what phase you need to do for your specific body type. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stop fucking bullshitting around and you want some real results, apply below for the transformational program that I have. As you guys saw, the pictures that I posted on this presentation, those are my clients. And I interview them all the time just to show you guys, yo, I'm not hiding nothing because I know there's a lot of online motherfuckers that are doing some weird shit. I'm here to get you guys results. That's why I made this video, because I want you guys to understand, holy shit, this is how long it takes and this is what I need to do. But if you want to actually like guarantee that you get there and fast track your results so you don't have to be wasting time, I can help you out in my program. So just apply below and we'll see if you're a good fit. But that was the video, guys. That was the fucking video. I thought I put you guys on a lot of game. This is a video I hadn't made yet. And I wish I would have, because it's going to put into perspective a lot of things as far as like what you guys actually need to do based on your physique type. So if you guys found that helpful, or if you guys learned something, please hit the like button because it does help the channel out. And it's also going to help muddy out all the other misinformational bullshit that is going on right now. Because guys, there's a lot of it. There is a lot of it, straight up. So let me know what you guys thought. That was the video. Southpaw Huncho checking out. Peace.